They thought it was foam, a mannequin, a cheap haunted house dummy, something you hang in the corner to make kids scream. But when a crew member reached up to move it, the arm snapped off, and a pale fragment clattered onto the floor. Not plastic, not rubber, bone. The funhouse lights buzzed. The ride music slowed to silence. And everyone realized this wasn't a prop at all. It was a person. Long Beach, California, December 8, 1976. Inside the decaying New Pike amusement park, a television crew for the $6 Million Man was filming a chase scene. Fake cobwebs, plastic skeletons, and one dummy hanging from a noose in the corner. When the prop man tugged on it, the arm came off, revealing shriveled brown flesh beneath layers of orange paint. Police sealed off the ride. Paramedics wheeled out a body that had been displayed to the public for decades, and no one had noticed. At the coroner's lab, technicians scraped the orange paint away. Underneath, real human tissue. Tests found traces of arsenic, an embalming chemical abandoned before 1915. Whoever this was, he'd been dead for more than half a century. X-rays showed a bullet lodged in his chest, and tucked inside his mouth were a 1924 penny and 2 carnival tickets. Tiny time capsules that whispered, this man had once been on the road. But who was he? And how had a real corpse traveled the carnival circuit long enough to become forgotten? Back to 1911, Oklahoma Territory. A failed train robber named Elmer McCurdy hid in the hills. Broke, drunk, convinced his next heist would make him famous. Instead, it got him killed. October 7th, a dawn gunfight. McCurdy fired until his last bullet. The sheriff's posse fired back. When the smoke cleared, Elmer lay dead in a barn. No family claimed him. So the undertaker preserved him with an arsenic solution and propped him in the funeral home window. A cardboard sign read, Elmer McCurdy, the bandit who wouldn't give up. People paid a nickel to see him. Some took photos beside the body. And in death, Elmer finally drew a crowd. Years rolled on. Carnivals came calling. A sideshow promoter borrowed the body, then refused to return it. Elmer became a traveling attraction. The embalmed bandit, the outlaw who wouldn't die, passed from hand to hand like luggage. By the 1920s, he was collateral for a $500 loan. When the owner defaulted, the lender kept the body. Carnival barkers repainted him, stood him under flickering lights, and children gawked at what they thought was papier-mâché. Nobody remembered the name. Nobody cared it was real. He was just another curiosity, a decoration that never decomposed. In the 1930s, the corpse joined Louis Sonny's Museum of Crime, displayed beside wax gangsters and serial killers. By the 1960s, Sonny's son loaned the figure to exploitation film producers. The mummified man even appeared in a 1967 movie called She-Freak. No one on set realized the prop was an actual corpse. Later, the Sonny collection was sold to Spoonie Singh, owner of the Hollywood Wax Museum. Some pieces went on tour, including Elmer. Eventually, he was shipped to Long Beach, repainted with fluorescent pigment to glow under black light, and hung inside the laugh in the dark ride. He'd gone from outlaw to exhibit to ghost. Back in 1976, coroner Dr. Joseph Choi examined the remains. The skin was leathery, the organs long gone, yet the bullet channeled through the chest, perfectly preserved. Under UV light, tiny letters still showed on the ticket stubs in his mouth. Louis Sonny Museum of Crime. That was the breadcrumb trail. Forensic anthropologist Clyde Snow compared X-rays of the skull to a 1911 photograph of McCurdy. Every sinus cavity matched. After 65 years, the funhouse dummy had a name again. April 22, 1977, Guthrie, Oklahoma. Elmer McCurdy was finally buried in Summit View Cemetery, Boot Hill Sedge. Thousands came to watch the outlaw's last show. They lowered the coffin, poured 2 feet of concrete over it so no one could steal him again. A preacher said, He has wandered long enough. For the first time since 1911, Elmer McCurdy rested beneath real earth, not carnival dust. Think about it. For 65 years, people laughed, screamed, and took photos with him. Children brushed their hands against his leg. Workers repainted his skin. Directors filmed him under neon light. All that time, a real man hung among the fakes. And no one knows. Maybe the scariest thing about the funhouse wasn't the ghosts, but how easy it is for us to forget what's real. Elmer's story ends here, but the Carnival of the Dead doesn't. Because years later, at another amusement park, workers found something sealed behind a mirror. And this time, it wasn't human at all. If you want to see that story, hit subscribe. You'll need a strong stomach for what comes next.